infringement and a disqualification offence, shoving another athlete off the track. It was actually a British athlete in the qualifying heat, and he wasn't disqualified to lose, so he's qualified for this final. Apparently he's been quoted as saying, well, I'm a big fella and I like to use my weight, as though he's almost wallowing in getting away with it. I was very disappointed to hear that, I have to say. But let's have a look at the main protagonist. Ayanleh Suleman, the fastest man here. Second fastest in the world this year, the Djiboutian, with 3:35.2. Bronze medalist in the World Championships last summer at 800 metres. He has great finishing speed, and if they don't watch him over the last couple of laps, it could well be to their cost. He looked very impressive in qualifying yesterday. Aman Vote of Ethiopia, fourth at these World Indoor Championships 2 years ago. Went down in the semi-finals last year in Moscow, but he's a 3:35 man indoors. Certainly another man to be watched. The Ethiopians are having a good day already. Bethwell Bergen of Kenya. He went out in his heat 2 years ago, but Bergen is a 3:34 man from a couple of years ago. And as I was saying, this race, frankly, is very wide open. Nobody really stands out above the crowd amongst these 9 men. Any one of the 9, having negotiated what are very tough qualifying heats, could take the title. Surprised we haven't focused in on Nick Willis, quite frankly, the New Zealander in black, who's over to the left of the lineup as we look at them. That's Bergen of Kenya. But Nick Willis has been in fabulous form this winter, as has Will Lear, the American, their champion. Away they go then. Actually, Will Lear's not their champion, but he's a 3:52 miler this winter. He was second in the US Championships to Lopez Lomong, who went out in the heats. Just an indication of how tough the heats were. And Suleman straight to the front after a very fast first 100 metres. On his shoulder is the Ethiopian Wote. And as they ease up down the back straight, Bergen moving down the outside, and it settles right down. It looks, Chris, like this will be a typical championship race. 28.45, but all the hard running was in the first 100. Yes. And unless somebody takes it on, I can't see this middle section of the race really demanding anything.
Yeah, you're right, Tim. Yeah, it's cat and mouse, isn't it? Started off out of the blocks with a flourish and then just settled back. Vote, I was very impressed with him in the heats. Did a lot of the front running, controlled the race. Suleman, as you say, that forward-leaning style from Djibouti will be so important in the latter stages with his finishing speed. And then another injection of pace there by Bergen, is it, the Kenyan?
Well, Bergen tried to take the lead, and Suleman responded immediately to hold pole position. Tries to do it again, and Bergen accelerates once more there, and they're playing a silly game here, these two, because it's very sapping to do that. But Suleman surges again to keep Bergen off his shoulder. And in second place, he's determined to lead no matter what happens. And there was actual significant contact as they came down in front of us just now. But 600 metres in 1:28, another 29-second lap. And because Bergen, the Kenyan, in second place, is so determined to get to the front, so they have had to put in a couple of accelerations. The rest of them are just biding their time and staying out of trouble at the moment. Will Lear, more so than anybody, right at the back there with 4 laps to go. Olusa second from the back. I was asked who I thought would win this race by our Polish commentator today, and I said I thought it would be the most patient athlete, and that is, in other words, those who just bide their time, let the racing happen in front of them, all the busyness, all the energy-sapping stuff for the first 2/3 of the race, and then gets into a good position with a couple of laps to go. Nick Willis is conspicuous in that black top, easing up into third place now on the outside with 3 laps to run. Still right at the back, wearing 400, is Will Lear, the American, with that ponytail and beard. 3:52 mile up this winter, winner of the Milrose Games, but he looks like he's struggling a little bit. Bit of daylight between him and the pack right now, with 1,000 gone in 2:29.
Osbillen there, just taking the outside route, and I've been keeping an eye also on Iguida there, the defending champion. Iguida there, who was had to dig deep to get through to this final, but he's got a good position on the curb there in third place.
Well, Suleman has been allowed to hold that pole position throughout. I think I might have tried to mess up his game plan if I was one of the others. And now with 3:50 to go, and remember, he's the 800 metre specialist, he is into his own territory and will be growing in confidence has anybody done anything to try and defeat his race tactic, which has been so clear? And he comes towards the bell now, and Lira's right at the back. Halusa's gone, so is the German Vote. But as they come through now, with 3:11 on the clock, Willis has got some running to do back in 5th place. The reigning champion Igida in 3rd place from Morocco. Down the back straight, Suleman kicking hard and trying to stay clear of the Ethiopian there. That's Wote. It's Suleman, Wote, Igida, 1, 2, 3. Coming round the final bend, it's Osbilan with Nick Willis run out of it now in 4th place, and he's been allowed to dictate affairs here, Suleman, and he wins it pretty comfortably. A glance over his shoulder there, 3:37.54. It was a stubborn, aggressive way he ran the race, but nothing illegal or wrong with the way he ran it. He just defended that inside line very, very strongly, and he comes out as world champion, and the rest of them, frankly, didn't really try and win the race hard enough. And I have to say, while I don't necessarily approve of elbowing and aggressiveness like that, he didn't do anything wrong. And what was critical, Chris, was that he was determined to stick to his race plan. He did so, and nobody did enough to mess up his race plan. And when you try and outsprint a guy who's run 1:43 for 800 in the last 300 like that, in a tactical race, you're onto a loser.
Well, it worked to perfection, didn't it, as a game plan? And well done to him. And shame on the others for not trying harder. There was a little bit of muscle, wasn't it, on the early stages? It was Bergen who was putting that injection of pace in, trying to mess with his head and with his body. But there he is, look, clear daylight. And it worked to perfection. Absolutely superb tactician, Suleman. He knew he'd got it by this stage. Vote taking the silver. Igida, the defending champion, slipping from gold in Istanbul to bronze here in Sopot. And Nick Willis finishing strongly. And also Will Lear, we don't see it in picture there, but a real turbocharged finish for him. I'll be interested to see where he came. Did he? No, he didn't actually make up any of the places in the end, but he put in a late